Welcome to our spoiler review of Spider-Man Far From Home. We are going to be talking all spoilers here, so warning, if you have not seen Spider-Man Far From Home, do not watch this video. Do not pay attention to the hats falling off of turtles. This is good. We're going to talk about anything that we thought was really cool in the movie, some of the cool spoilers, Easter eggs, and a little explanation on the end credit stuff as far as we understand them. So, talk. What's the cool things? What things do you guys think was cool about this movie? What are the coolest items that would be spoilery that we want people to know about and to experience?
Well, I think we all agree. The Mysterio scene.
Yes, the illusion scene.
We all love that.
In the middle of the movie, that middle movie sequence I talked about in our spoiler or non-spoiler review. Yeah, the illusion scene.
Yes.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Also, what I liked a little bit better than that, I think, was near the end when Peter's using his Peter Tinkle and like you can sense everything during the illusion.
Yeah, where he's like fighting the drones and he's like bouncing around the wall. And I saw something else, another review that said that like he actually blinded himself. Like he put blinders on so he couldn't see, and then was just only using like his senses.
Yeah.
And so it was hard to pick up really quick in the movie, but like apparently like he like covered his eyes, like his little eyes, and then was like bouncing around only using senses, and that's how he like defeated it, because it was not relying on what he could see because of all the illusions. So it was really cool. It was really neat.
Anytime they did the illusions, all of those scenes were really good. That one in particular was
when it looked kind of more. It was interesting because it was almost cartoonish.
Yeah,
but not like
so
but like not really. Like it was straight out of like a cartoon. You could see it, but then they made it look.
Not really.
But they made it look realistic. Like he was there, and all the different costumes he was wearing, and the different people that were there.
It was like a slightly different art style that they used for it. Though.
Yeah,
it didn't look like their standard CG. It looked like more cartoony, but still realistic.
Yeah, it seemed. Yeah, it was a little bit like. It wasn't.
Mysterio doesn't quite have MCU technology and animation.
Yeah, it wasn't Spider-Verse, but it was kind of felt like it could have been in the Spider-Verse.
But then there were parts of it that were extremely real, like Nick Fury.
Yeah. When Nick Fury, when he fakes the fact that he's Nick Fury, he's saying that part where he's like, it looks like Nick Fury came back after he was shot, and then he was like, "Tell me the people you told."
Definitely.
Yeah. That was super cool.
That was real, but then they went back to the sort of cartoony CG, which I think it worked really, really well with the scene, the cartoony looking scene.
Oh yeah, it looked great, and they had all the multiple Spider-Mans that showed up and jumped on him. I mean, it looked super cool.
I thought Paul Mirror's scene, like before all Spider-Mans jumped on him, that felt like that could have been like straight out of a cartoon. Just the panel in itself, but it could have been all the mirrors, just a whole mirror.
Yeah, all that stuff. I think maybe that's the cartoon and the comic book part. Like it seemed like it could be different panels. Or you say, Rachel?
No, I like Mysterio's costume, except no one can make the head thing look good.
They made it look better.
I think they made it look.
They made it look at least practical, like why you would have one of those things on your head, and then with the smoky stuff inside, it would have been difficult to do.
I think the cartoon one has like eyes on his cape or something.
Yeah,
I don't think those are in that one.
No, it had eyes.
It had
was less pronounced.
Yeah, it was like the gold things holding his cape on were like in a shape of eyes.
They weren't like
but they didn't look
It
like
makes
eyes.
it look weird because he has the weird head and then the eyes on his shoulder.
Yeah, it didn't really look like eyes.
In this one, apparently everyone wears the motion capture suit, but I thought it looked cool anyway with the triangles. It looked like
I think just the mocap suit in general looked good with his character.
Yeah,
like it looked fine with that, but I did like that they were just using the actual motion capture suits that Marvel Studios uses in their movies.
Right. And I think the reveal that he and the other people that were planning it, again, when they discover that Mysterio is the bad guy and he's actually, but that he's been working for, or he used to work for Tony Stark and was the inventor of the barf technology, and then all the other people there, and they had the cameo of the guy that was being yelled at by Obadiah Stane in the first Iron Man, that he was actually the same character, the same actor, was the same guy that was helping Mysterio now, and also played Ralphie in A Christmas Story, just as an aside. But I think that's really cool that they kind of incorporated that as why Mysterio is doing what Mysterio is doing. I thought that was a very cool like reveal part of it. Other things that you guys thought were really cool about the movie that were spoilery?
The plane scene.
Yeah.
Which one?
Plane. When they were on the Stark Industries plane, and then they were
when Peter starts making
Making
the
the
suit.
yeah, he was making the suit and stuff. That was a really cool
I
scene.
love
Yeah,
Led
when he's
Zeppelin.
using all the technology and
Yeah.
when he puts his arm into the
The
glove.
gauntlet. And
Yes.
then,
Right, just
so
like,
it's
Tony Stark did in the
yeah,
It's like
first
3D
one.
printing a suit or something.
Yeah, essentially like 3D printing, like with like fabric and all that other stuff. Like they were creating his own suit and
Yeah.
using the holograms to do it.
I actually
That's
thought
cool.
in the final battle, I thought that because there were parts in there where he was like getting pieces of the like red and black like ripped off the suit, and you can just see like the white under it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna like fully rip off the red and black and it would just be like a full white suit. And I was like, oh, that would be interesting to see, but they didn't do
Cosplay
that. They're only
that,
showing
yeah.
like pieces of that.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
I liked all the suits. I like Night Monkey.
Oh yeah.
Monkey suit.
As they said when he was wearing the black suit, and they started calling it, Ned said that was Night Monkey, the rip-off Spider-Man, and all the European news stations kept calling him Night Monkey. That was funny. I thought that was a good gag. Let's see, anything else on the
Final scenes with the illusions. Like, even after I knew that it was a whole bunch of illusions, the
Great.
very last part where Mysterio was, where Beck was gonna, standing right beside Peter was about to shoot him. I did not see that coming at all. I totally
No.
thought
No,
Beck
yeah.
on the ground was the real Beck.
Right.
So when he, put the gun up and fired in the air, that was really cool.
Yeah. And some people are still saying that maybe that was even an illusion, and that maybe they're gonna have it that Quentin Beck somehow survived it.
Was that
I
an
really
illusion
hope they
with
do
the
that because he was a really strong.
Yeah, I mean, he
Was
like
that-
pulled a
gun?
Loki.
How would you do that with a gun though?
Well, I mean, I think they're saying that somehow he like made an illusion that he was shot, he was shot, but that he actually died, because you don't like see him carried off or anything like that. That maybe he like somehow faked it. Again, he's supposed to be a master illusionist, so maybe he used practical effects to make it look like he was actually dead and it wasn't actually him. So, anyways, people are just saying that maybe he could come back that way.
I was always kind of like suspicious of things. Like after the illusion scene ends and Nick Fury comes in, I was like, "Is that really it? Don't tell him anything." Or when he's on the ground, he could like be about to shoot you. So I didn't see that there was someone next to him, but it was.
Yeah.
When it's Mysterio, you've always got to be ready.
Right, which was cool. I think that's what was really cool about Mysterio, and they did a great job. Again, as I understand it from the most of the cartoons that I saw, that they did a great job of using Mysterio's, skills or powers or whatever to make it seem like exactly which is what he does in the comics and the cartoons, which is to make you never believe what you see. It's always like after he does that whole mid-credit sequence where he's, Spider-Man thinks something's real and it's not, and then he thinks it's Nick Fury, and then he gets hit by the train and all that stuff. You can see he's so thrown off about what's real or not real. Like he doesn't even trust Happy when he comes to pick him up in the jet, because he's like, "All right, tell me something only you would know." And then later on when they do the the thing where he's like about to shoot him in the head and he only gets out of the way a split second before that. Again, what Mysterio would do is exactly that. Like he would make you think you see something and then you actually don't, and then make you not believe your own eyes essentially. So yeah, I think they did a great job at making all that stuff kind of work. Other things before we talk about the end credits?
Mid credits.
Mid credits.
Mid credits.
Sure, mid credits, end credits,
Yeah.
the end
Mid
stuff.
credits was good. That was probably one
That
of the
was
best
huge.
mid credit scenes ever.
So
'cause it was just
describe
so-
the mid credits.
when he sees that Mysterio actually tried to make him look like a villain. When
It
they're
makes
on the
him-
bridge, he records a video, and it's showing Spider-Man. He didn't actually do this, but it's showing him trying to kill everybody. I think with the drones.
Made it appear that he was the one that
Made
making
him
the
look like
order
that.
that all the drones should kill everybody.
Yeah.
And then also basically made it seem that Spider-Man was turning on him, right? That Mysterio was the hero.
His
Yeah,
acting
exactly.
wasn't really great, but
Yeah,
I mean, he's an actor.
yeah. So he did.
Yeah. And then J. Jonah Jameson showed up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
So and that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
great that J.
yeah,
Jonah
yeah,
Jameson
yeah.
showed up.
Yeah.
That was really cool from the original
I forget the name of the
Spider-Man
actor.
trilogy.
What's his name?
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, he
as
shows up
Spectre.
and he's like the internet, like the dailybugle.net.
He's like a vlogger, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. Like a vlogger, like a a rogue news guy,
Yeah.
which I thought was really cool. And so he put up the video out there, and then at the very end of that, they have Mysterio saying that the real identity of Spider-Man is Peter Parker.
That's
And-
huge.
yeah, so that's really cool. And then you just see kind of like a shocked reaction from Peter,
Yeah.
or from Spider-Man, who's sitting there after he, just finished a date with Zendaya.
Yeah.
And so that, that was super shocking. So however they're going to deal with that later on,
Yeah.
that everybody knows, and they showed a picture of him so that everybody knows it's him, Peter Parker, is Spider-Man.
Yeah. And also Oscorp. They didn't show it, but they were going to have it. I've heard stuff saying that they were going to have Oscorp be the building, and it was going to say Oscorp, except a lot of that actually leaked. So then they decided to take
Yeah.
it out of the movie.
Yeah.
But it is supposed to be
The
Oscorp.
old Avengers Tower
Yeah.
got bought by Oscorp, and that was supposed to be he
Yeah.
flies through the
Yeah,
middle
he
of it at
swings
one
through
point at the
the
mid
atrium.
credits. Yeah, the atrium part of it, and so you can see him fly through it, but they don't show that it's Oscorp. And then the end credit scene where you find out that Talos, it was actually the whole time Nick Fury and Murray Hill were Talos and his wife
They dropped a
from
few
Captain
movies.
Marvel.
We know this one?
Yeah, from Captain Marvel. They were the ones, the main
Yeah.
characters.
Okay,
in
because
that.
he does. Nick Fury knows this.
Yeah,
That
so
makes fun of.
Nick Fury knew both of them, I think, from the Captain Marvel, is what you're supposed to presume. And then he calls up to the space station, which many people believe is like the one from the comics, which is S.w.o.r.d.
Sword.
The
Yeah.
shield's kind of in ruins in the MCU
Yeah.
because they with the Winter Soldier and then
It's-
also a
right.
bunch of other stuff.
And S.w.o.r.d. deals with the galactic threats, and so there's a bunch of scrolls, or not, scrolls? Scrolls.
Yeah, Skrulls.
On the spaceship, that space station that Nick Fury is apparently in charge of. And so kind of a great lead-in into, clearly they're going to do more galactic kind of things in the next phase of the MCU. Which I thought was neat. I don't know if it was amazing. I thought it was neat. It was cool that they actually did something at the end credits and mid-credit scenes that mattered. It wasn't
Yeah.
just a
Yeah.
kind of throw off of like,
Yeah.
haha, that's funny, or what a
Shawarma.
joke. Yeah, like shawarma, which was great. I loved it, but it was not.
Shawarma was
It didn't do anything. It didn't mean anything to the MCU.
Yeah.
These things actually are. You need to stay for them because they were that good. So
Also, something with Flash's parents is probably gonna happen because I don't believe that's just random. Because he kept like
Yeah.
asking where his parents
Yeah,
were.
because in the end
Uh-huh.
he got picked up by the car and then he was like, could mother not make it? And also with when Peter got the Edith glasses, one of I think Flash's texts was, I have not heard from
Mother
yeah
or
you
father.
or mother or father
Right.
in days.
oh yeah, and the Edith thing, we didn't talk about Edith.
Oh, Edith, yeah.
It's a lot of drones.
So-
Even dead, I'm the hero.
was the name of the AI. Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's a good.
That's a great bit for Tony Stark to be, even dead I'm the hero, make Edith the thing. So that was cool. And the MacGuffin was the glasses the whole time, trying to get control of all the Stark tech. So that, again, I like that,
It's
how
like
it
a
linked.
spaceship or something in space with all the drones.
Yeah, it was like a giant satellite. I thought that was neat how they connected it with that the whole time, and made it, his struggle with Tony Stark's death.
I don't know how Peter was stupid enough to call for the drones to attack Brad.
Is he a target?
Pretty
Like,
easy
Yeah.
what he could do in the first place, and then how could you not understand what target means with Tony Stark's drone?
Right.
Do you
You've been
think
through
is
this
just-
before with this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that was part of that first part that I was kind of like,
It was
I
a
feel
little
like
bit
his
over the
experience
top.
with instant kill mode should have made
Right, that should have been like-
is he a target? You should
clear
know
sign,
better.
like maybe I should not say target, right? And be like, no, I just want to
the
delete
photo.
the photo.
Yeah.
Which is also a funny part. But anyways, any other spoiler part? All right, so that's our spoiler review. Hope you enjoyed talking about some of the cool parts of the movie with us, and maybe hopefully explain a little bit about the end credits if you saw them and weren't quite sure what they were all about. But remember to like and subscribe, and to hit notify if you want to see more of our videos. And we will see you soon with other reviews. Take care. Bye.